Hey guys, it's Aaron again. I'm in the garage, and today I just wanted to do a different kind of video. This one is not a DIY, but it kind of goes over all of the different DIY projects that I have done so far on my 1998 Porsche Boxster. Recently on one of my videos, one of you viewers commented and said that you would like to see the car at some different angles. So I figured I would make one video that goes around, shows all of the angles of the car, and at the same time I can tell you all of the different mods and maintenance items that I've performed on this car. Now remember, I've only owned the car for less than 2 years, so it is quite a long list for 2 years worth of stuff. Many of my subscribers might not even know that I have a playlist dedicated to everything that I've done on the Porsche Boxster. I will put a link right up here. Go ahead and click on that and bookmark that. Also, if you're not a subscriber yet, I would invite you to please subscribe to this channel, like this video, and enjoy all the content that I have brought and will bring in the future. It turns out that over 90% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribers to the channel, so if that's you, please get in the good 10%. I don't have anything planned or scripted out for this video. I'm just gonna kind of walk around the car and talk about it as I go. So right off, I'm gonna start with the worst part and get that out of the way, the paint job. If you haven't seen that video, it's still heartbreaking to me. But as you can see right here, the paint job is so bad, I didn't hit anything here. Paint is just flaking off of my front bumper. And speaking of the front bumper, I got a polyurethane GT3 style front bumper with some black plastic grill guards. And I'm gonna stop saying this, but yeah, pretty much for everything, there is a video. So if you wanna find it, search it on my channel. So just to let you know, future plans, I think, are going to involve wrapping this car. So stay tuned for that. Behind the grill guards, of course, are the radiators. So I have disassembled all of that and cleaned it. There are new corner clear markers. You had to get new markers with this bumper. So I got those. The wheels on this car came as 16-inch, so I upgraded them to the 17-inch turbo twist, and I got some faux center lock caps online. And the wheel studs here are bright because they came with the wheel spacers that I have in here. So I have 20mm spacers up front, and I have 15s in the rear. So most people do the opposite of that, but I found that the front wheels were in a lot further than the rear, so I thought they needed the extra space. So if you're gonna do 20 on the front and the back, that would probably be my recommendation. So the brake calipers in here, I disassembled them, repainted them red, put the Porsche logo on there. I put some new cross-drilled rotors on this car. I ceramic coated it. I just got done washing it, so it is still nice and shiny, and ceramic coating is awesome. Well, put new wiper blades on it, obviously. One of the headlight bulbs ended up going out, so I replaced that. I replaced the stock amp with a new aftermarket amp here, including all of the wiring. I added a little C-Tech pigtail so I can keep the battery charged right there, nice and convenient. And I replaced all 4 of the hood shocks, 2 in the front and 2 in the rear. I changed the brake fluid. Along with the brake fluid, you can see back here the stainless steel lines, so I replaced all of the brake lines with stainless steel lines. For the fabric top, I cleaned and waterproofed that. I got the back plastic window polished so you can actually see through it. It's been a while, and you can see that there is another strip here that I need to repolish. One of my favorite upgrades has been these LED tail lights. Got those on eBay. They have a similar but cheaper set on Amazon, but I prefer the look of these. I got the Joe Toth ducktail. So this is kind of what it looks like at different angles. And this is the lowered position. And I put the Porsche lettering on it. I had it painted dual toned, so it's black back here with the red on top. So that's what this looks like. I got the $250 eBay special exhaust, and I installed that. And as you can see in this tailpipe here, I got some DB killers to get rid of the drone, and that's way down back in there. But yeah, you can see the eBay exhaust here. I have a rear view camera mounted right here. When I upgraded the stereo, we'll get to that on the inside of the car. Oh, and you might notice that the black bumperettes are gone. When I had it painted, I had those removed and fiberglassed over, so they are no longer there. In the back, you can see that this is nice and white, clean plastic, so the expansion tank was replaced. This coolant cap was also replaced. You can see that this is the one that ends in 0.04. Originally I had a 0.01 or 2, so I upgraded that because that tends to leak. Of course, I've changed the oil a couple times. And over here we de-snorkeled it. We removed that plastic piece that's in there to make a louder engine sound. So let me get into the interior here. The door speakers have all been replaced and upgraded, along with the speakers up on the dash. And while we're talking about speakers behind the driver's seat, I have a sub back here that is fantastic. Oh, and speaking of the seats, these are not the original Boxster seats. These came out of a Porsche Cayenne, but they are direct bolt-ins. They still have the electric functionality for the back part of the seat, and these are also heated seats, so I have not wired that up yet. Once I do, there will be heated and cooled buttons right here on the back. That's a future project that I still need to figure out how to do. But the reason I got these seats are they are wider and a lot more comfortable than the super narrow stock Boxster seats. All right, I put the top down so we can see it without the top real quick, because I'm gonna get inside to show you some interior stuff, and it's a lot easier with the top down. But that's what she looks like. And you can see that these seats are a little bit higher, and if I didn't point them out, you probably wouldn't notice, but they still fit there under the crash bar guys. So let's see, the first thing that comes to mind is the 3-spoke steering wheel. Mine came with the 4-spoke, which I think the 3-spoke just looks so much better. So I replaced that. I have the Lloyd's mats down here because the original ones were really old and nasty. So I love the Lloyd's mats. The headlight switch has been replaced. That was kind of faulty. This 4th stalk down here on the bottom for the computer was added. So now I have a temperature here, and I can cycle through all of these options. New keychain. I have not done anything to the pedals. That's one of the few things I have not touched. I had to take the instrument cluster out because it was all cracked back here from the previous owner, so I got that repaired. In the center console, I have a touchscreen head unit in here now with Apple CarPlay. And included in that, I added this USB charger here. This is where I put the microphone for the hands-free stuff. And I relocated the temperature controls down here to the bottom. Let's see, I put a new shift knob cover boot on here because the old one was all worn and nasty. I added this little Rentec magnetic phone mount. Let's see, I tinted the windows. Oh, and up here, the switch that's inside this to tell whether or not this latch is disconnected was not working, so that I could not lower the top. So I went in there and did some welding and got that fixed. Did a lot of troubleshooting for the top not working. And like everybody that has owned one of these 986s, I had the black foam pieces coming out of the vents. So I pulled all of this out and did some surgery inside to fix the blend door. And I think I have the only video on YouTube showing you how to repair that so that your heat will work again. because once that foam deteriorates and comes out, your blend door no longer blocks the heat from the cold and your temperatures do not work well. When doing the radio, I added the Sirius XM puck up here, of course, that I have Sirius XM on the head unit now. And back outside of the car, I forgot to mention that I sandblasted and painted these wheels this kind of gunmetal gray color. So I'll just walk around so you can see the car while I talk about some of the other internal things that I cannot show you. So I did a big coolant change on this car, flushed all of the coolant and added new coolant. And then of course, when I changed the expansion tank, I got to do that all over again. I changed the AOS on this car. I changed the belt at the front of the engine that drives all of the pulleys. I changed the fuel filter underneath, and as well as all of the spark plugs under there. I changed the transmission fluid on this car. I changed the power steering fluid on the car as well. And oh yes, down here, you can see that I put brand new Bilstein PSS9 suspension on the car. That was a biggie. I also changed the thermostat and water pump on the car, and the engine oil pan was leaking, so I took that apart and resealed it and put it back together. I changed the engine air filter on the car. I changed the transmission mounts in the rear, and I changed the engine mount in the front. And I think that pretty much covers most of what's been done. So I hope you enjoyed the overview and have enjoyed learning about some of the things that I did to this Boxster, and there are videos for all of that. Like I said, if you have a Boxster, this channel will be invaluable to you, I believe, in my humble opinion. So hopefully this will help you guys, or even give you guys some ideas of some things you might want to upgrade or do to your Boxster. Guys, this car is a ton of fun, and it is a beautiful 65-degree day out today in November in North Carolina. So I'm gonna jump in this thing and go for a ride.